What if I told you that you could get work done without working? AI is making this reality closer than ever, and today I'm going to go over 3 new under-the-radar AI tools that I'm personally using to make money. We'll go through the intricacies of each tool, how to use them to make your side hustles more efficiently, and analyze the pros and cons of each so that you can come up with an optimal strategy to make more money with less work. Let's get into it. The first tool we have is Video.ai, and this is a free tool that will take any long-form video you have and chop it up into bite-sized, short-form content with just one click. It'll find interesting tidbits from your longer video and turn them into 1-minute short-form content, complete with captions. I use this technique to batch create a ton of shorts quickly and send them off in cold DMs to influencers, seeing if I could land a side gig cutting their shorts. I got turned down or ignored a lot, which is part of the game, but I was actually able to set up a call and close the deal with one influencer to start cutting his short-form content for a fee. I get paid for the day, and he doesn't know that I can do the work in half the time. Here's how it works. Grab a long-form video from YouTube. We're going to go ahead and rip this using TubeRipper. Next, we'll upload the file so that the software can analyze it. They give you a list of resolution options, and it'll automatically format all of your shorts to these specs, which speeds up the workflow even more. They also give you the option to include social media handles on your video, but I'm going to skip this. However, I do think it's a great idea if you're using this to cut down your own content and want to burn a watermark in. There's no denying how easy it is to use, and it's incredibly time efficient. I could make at least 10 of these in an hour, and if that's all I did for the gig that I landed at $20 per video, that'd be $200 an hour. Now, the downside is, even though it's quick, it's not all that passive unless you're using this to generate shorts to build up an audience. Also, I would argue that in most cases, the profit ceiling for this isn't as high as the other tools we have coming. Still, it's an amazing tool, and its capability should only improve as time goes on. For this next one, I'm really excited, and it's a data scraping robot called BrowseAI. What it does is it creates a robot that can monitor data from any website and notify you of any changes to that website. Let's say, for example, you buy things on eBay and resell them on Amazon for a profit. You want to be notified whenever someone lists your product, let's say model cars on eBay. You would just take the URL of the model car search, tell the robot to watch it for changes, and it'll email you right when someone adds a listing, along with all the necessary data like price. You can then decide immediately if that's something you want to hop on and buy or not. As you can imagine, you can use this tool in so many ways to make money, but my favorite is using it to keep an eye on the behavior of highly skilled cryptocurrency traders. If you're familiar with crypto, you know that everyone's trading history is online to see on the blockchain. And I like to use a site called DBank to keep an eye on what these skilled traders are buying and selling. These crypto whales typically get information quicker than retail does, and their buy patterns can sometimes be the first catalyst of major price appreciation. All right, so on our dashboard, we're going to set up a new robot to monitor site changes. Just a note here, this only works with Google Chrome at the moment. Now we need to enter the URL of the page we want to track. So we'll head over to DBank, type in a trader's wallet address. I typically find my addresses that I want to track on Twitter, but you can also look at the Whales tab on DBank, select their trading history, and copy this URL over to the robot. Click Start Recording Task, and this will now open up the URL page in BrowseAI's interface. You'll see this little robot up here watching what we're doing. Now down there is the trading history for this account. The rows at the top are the most recent trades. We're going to head over to our reboot and select Capture Text. Now we can start selecting certain areas of this page that we want the robot to monitor for any new trades. This trader will show up in this column. So this is the area of the page we want the robot to monitor for changes. Hit Capture Visible Text, and let's go down, let's say 4 rows, which will mean we can monitor his 4 most recent trades. After you're done selecting all the information you want monitored, hit Enter and name each section. Finish recording, then create a name for your new robot. Now you can set time intervals that you want this site to be refreshed and monitored for changes. If you're on the free version, unfortunately, you're only able to have the robot check this site for you once per day, which should be enough for some use cases. But with the paid version, you can get notified by the hour or even the minute. I suggest just giving the free version a try, and if you decide you need more nuanced notifications, go ahead and pay for an upgraded version if you're making enough money using the product. Boom! We're done. We've got our robot set up. It will now monitor the most recent 4 trades, and right when there's activity in this wallet, you'll get an email from your robot with a list of what's changed. We can now use this information to make our own investment decisions. I love this tool for my strategy. It's really easy to set up and run once you know how to do it. The profit potential is immense. I also think, just aside from this strategy, there are so many other ways to use this product to make money, so I highly recommend getting familiar with it. A couple of drawbacks. It can be a little pricey if you need more frequent updates in a day, and to get the most out of this tool, you'll probably already need to have a side hustle established. This isn't necessarily a side hustle in and of itself, but it's something that you can use to help supplement an existing one. Next up is a combination of Midjourney and Wrapper. I'm sure most of you are familiar with Midjourney's capabilities by now, turning a text description into awesome works of art. We're going to use Midjourney to create designs in seconds for us that we can use to sell digital products on sites like Etsy. One of the digital products selling well these days are seamless digital patterns that people can print out and use for crafting, making stationery, or scrapbooking. So the first thing we'll do is find a couple of designs to make, and we'll ask chatgpt to give us a list of recent scrapbooking trends to get started. Alright, so I see floral patterns and watercolor designs are popular. So for our first product, let's try floral watercolor prints. Time to hop into Midjourney. Really important note here, there is a free version of Midjourney that you can use to try out, but you must use some form of a paid plan if you plan to sell the art or use it commercially. The free version does not come with rights, whereas any paid plan will. The cheapest paid plan is about $8 a month, so I went ahead and did that. Now, there are a few steps to download Midjourney to get it working in Discord. There's plenty of video tutorials for you to watch. Once you're in, the way you prompt the software is by typing \imagine followed by the description of the art you want. So let's literally take the description ChatGPT gave us and see what happens. But remember, we want to generate seamless designs, which involves looping the same image over and over to create a larger print. We need Midjourney to spit out an image without funky borders, and we do this by adding tile to the end of each prompt. And there we go, borderless tile images. Now, if we take one of these tiles and lay them on top of each other, we can create one cohesive, seamless design. But wait, this is an AI video. Why are we manually doing anything? Let's use another piece of free software called Wrapper, which is designed to automatically repeat patterns from a single image. All we have to do is upload our one tile image, and the software will automatically repeat it for you in seconds. The cool thing about Wrapper is that there are so many options on how to repeat the pattern. Feel free to play around with this on your own. It's actually really fun and cool. You can even see what your designs would look like on a 3D object, which is really handy for our purposes. Today, we're just going to stick to the basic repeat pattern. Most digital paper dimensions are 12 inches by 12 inches and 300 dpi. So let's just make sure we choose those settings and export it. Now we need to mock up an Etsy thumbnail. We're going to do this with free Canva templates. Let's take our listing a step further and make some mock-ups of the designs in practical use settings with some free Canva templates. So maybe we'll show what our patterns look like on thank you cards and maybe business cards. Once you have all your photos, you're ready to create the listing. Unfortunately, you can't really just expect to throw up one shop and start raking in money. You'll have better chances of increasing your SEO with multiple Etsy listings over time. Personally, I'm going to plan to have at least 20 digital paper listings on the site. But for now, I've got 2 set up. Alright, so this is kind of a tricky one. This tool and strategy probably have the highest income potential of the 3 I mentioned. But there is no doubt that it requires a significant amount of work up front, and without a guarantee of any profits. To be honest, if you do end up creating a successful store, though, it can be highly passive down the line. Etsy is a major side hustle, and a lot of people actually make it their full-time jobs. So don't expect it to be easy money, but if you put in the work, there's no question the ceiling is limitless.